Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I'm a wildlife and food forest garden designer, and I'm on site at Undergrove today. I wanted to talk to you very quickly about the wildlife pond. I use the term pond, and actually it's more of a half barrel, but it's a small pond in a small space, so it's always better to have water than not to have water, because it's fantastic for wildlife. So I just wanted to talk about what I've done with it and how I've put it in place. And yeah, so just here we go. So this is the pond. It's half a barrel, a whisky barrel, I think, and it's been cut in half. It's watertight, and I've set it in a load of sub-base, like a kind of gravel, all the way around the outside, and topped it with stones. And then so that provides drainage so that the outside won't get, the whole lot will be wet because it's filled with water, but the outside won't get wet as well and be pressed against mud, so hopefully it'll last longer by doing that. As you can see in the reflection, there are a load of trees, so it will need quite a lot of clearing out, like acorns are falling in there and leaves are falling in there as well. So it will need a fair bit of maintenance, but it's better to have a pond than not. Now I'm thinking about possibility of rigging up some sort of kind of temporary cover. I'm not sure. So I just want to go through the plants that I've bought for the pond. Oh yeah, the features. So I've got some of these two big stones are from on the site, and they go all the way down to the bottom of the barrel. It's a pretty deep barrel, so I put a lot of stones in as well, just because you don't want these are marginal plants, and you don't want them too deep. You want just kind of below the surface of the water. So this is a Potentilla palustris. Let me just double check. It's been a while since I've looked at these actually. Potentilla palustris. What's it called? Marsh cinquefoil. Red stemmed, purple red flowers and jagged toothed leaves. Height 40 centimeters, spread 35 centimeters. So it's not that big. It's going to come up to here, but it just kind of fills out space. The next thing is the water. What's it called? It's not a native, but it's used an awful lot. Yeah, it's an oxygenator. Water shamrock, upright water clover, Marsilia quadrifolia. I'll put these links in the notes as well. And this is an oxygenator, so that's fantastic. That will kind of spread out a bit. Height 25 centimeters, but breadth 45 centimeters. And yeah, so you always have an oxygenator in a pond. I've left the water in here for like a good week, so it did stink as well. When I first got it, it really had a lot of alcohol in it, so fingers crossed that that's cleared. That was a couple of months ago. And then the other one is a miniature bulrush. Now, no, it's not bulrush, it should be called something else. Oh goodness me, I've forgotten all the Latin names. Typha minima. So this is, again, it's not a native, it's a near native, because we've got a bulrush in the UK which is Typha something else, and I can't remember it, with a big fluffy, you can see them here, the big fluffy, the big flowers, they'll come out like cotton wool. It's a miniature bulrush, height 75 centimeters, so a bit taller, and spread 45 centimeters. Position in full sun, well, that's as full sun as it's going to get, but it's best we can do. And this is a miniature, a Japanese iris ensata variegated. So this is definitely non-native, but it's a small iris. Height 75 centimeters, spread 30 centimeters. Depth bog and moist. I hope I've got it in the right place. I'll double check the place. And that's these are the plants that I've got here, so they won't, they'll kind of fill up this space, but it won't be too crowded. And also, what we're going to do, not straight away, there's no guttering on the shed, so all the water comes straight back down into that void there. So the client's going to sort out some rainwater harvesting, which is brilliant, guttering, and then whatever you can get hold of, really, kind of receptacle for the water. You want to have it higher if you can, so ideally it would be there, and then it'll be gravity fed. So if you need to fill up the pond, you can just top the pond up in the dry spells in the summer. So that's good, and it's good. The other features as well, these are big root cranesbill, geranium macrorrhizum, whiteness I think it is. Oh, they're still, look at that, they're still in flower. Oh crikey. And they'll bush right up and they'll stop the lawn from spreading over too far. There's a variety of different ground cover. Can't remember. Oh, it's whatchamacallit, chamomile down here, and there's some bugle over this side. And at the back, I've got some. Oh yes, there's false ground ivy, Glaucoma heteracea, and then there's a Berberis, and it's a dwarf Berberis darwinii. So it's a spiky, non-native Berberis, edible berries, and they're pretty good. They're used a lot in Mediterranean kind of Lebanese cooking, and that will grow to about 1 metre or so, and that will fill up that corner. So the idea is that it will provide, I want it to bush out, so I might have to keep an eye on it and prune it so it bushes, but that's like cover for anything that's coming in for a drink. There's lots of cats around here. Anything that's coming in for a drink at the pond will have some cover there. Oh, and the other feature that I've got as well is this is I've taken the bark's come off of it. There's a bit of elder, and it's been out in the field for a year or so. So I've kind of put this in here, and that gives a path for any animals that get stuck. They can climb out as well. I hope elder's okay. I'm fairly sure it's quite it's a very hard wood. Funnily enough, like elder is Sambucus nigra, I think it is, but I could be wrong. Sambucus nigra is the actual wood itself becomes really, really hard. So hopefully it will last a long time as well, and we'll be okay in the pond. So, aerial shot. There we go. Yeah, little kind of tiny, eeny-weeny tiny little wildlife pond thing. Always get a pond if you can into your garden. There's various things you can do. What is fantastic as well is that you can have different types of habitats. You can have a pond, you can have a marshy area, bog, damp areas. So it's not just one type of habitat. You've got a variety of different depths in the pond, and you've got a variety of different cover and a variety and different types of moisture around it as well. So what you're looking for is a diversity of habitat, and that suits plants as well as it suits wildlife too. So you're after a whole load of different things. Oh, and then the old wood, I don't know if I can is up there. I had some leftover logs, and I put them up into a little log pile behind one of the gabions up there. So again, yet more diversity. Rotting wood is brilliant. There's more life in a dead tree than there is in a live tree. Not sure if that's true. I might have just made it up, but I think it might be. Anyway, oh, finally, the other thing was I got in touch with the local ecologist at the council. Fantastic. It's a woman called Alison Heal, and yeah, she's so helpful. I asked her about nesting boxes. She gave me a stack load of information about nesting boxes for swifts and for a whole range of different things. Owl boxes, nest boxes, a whole load of different stuff. Sparrows as well, because a lot of the houses that you can see, because a lot of them there's a lot of PVC used in them, that there isn't the natural kind of cavities that you would have normally, kind of traditional built house. It doesn't have the cavities, so you need to kind of build those wildlife features in. Anyway, that'll be a separate thing. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers, bye.